जय हो गणेश तेरी जय हो गणेश, 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 जय हो गणेश तेरी जय हो गणेश। तेजो तुम्हारा चम चम चमके, तेजो तुम्हारा तेजो तुम्हारा चम चम चमके, गणराजा चम चम चमके, जैसे गगन में चमके दिनेश, जय हो गणेश तेरी जय हो गणेश, जय हो गणेश तेरी जय हो गणेश। हे सुखदायक विघ्न हरैया, हे सुखदायक, हे सुखदायक विघ्न हरैया, हे गणनायक विघ्न हरैया, मोरे के स्वामी जातो कलेश, जय हो गणेश तेरी जय हो गणेश, जय हो गणेश तेरी जय हो गणेश, जय हो गणेश तेरी जय हो गणेश। ठाकुर द्वार से पृथ्वी उबारो, ठाकुर द्वार से, ठाकुर द्वार से पृथ्वी उबारो, हे लंबोदर पृथ्वी उबारो, आरती लगा रे तुमसे शेष, जय हो गणेश तेरी जय हो गणेश, 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 जय हो गणेश तेरी जय हो गणेश। ओ मेरी माँ लक्ष्मी माता, जग में मैया तेरी अपरंपार, शाम सवेरे आपकी पूजा करता है सारा संसार। ओ मेरी माँ लक्ष्मी माता, जग में मैया तेरी अपरंपार,
भजले कृष्ण मुकुंद भजले हरि गोविंद गोविंद भजले कृष्ण मुकुंद भजले हरि गोविंद भजन करो सत्संग से रामायण निरखानी इस संसार की माया में समर समर पग धरना हरे गोविंद गोविंद भजले कृष्ण मुकुंद भजले हरे गोविंद काम क्रोध मद लोभ को ज्ञान में कभी न लाना रामायण है सरोवर इसमें करो स्नान इसमें करो स्नान भजले गोविंदा भजले कृष्ण मुकुंद हरे गोविंद राधे गोविंद राधे गोविंद भज राधे गोविंद भज राधे गोविंद राधे गोविंद भज राधे गोविंद भज कृष्ण 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 गोविंद भज राम 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 भज शिव गोविंद भज शिव गोविंद भज शिव गोविंद Shiva Govinda Bhaja Shiva Govinda Bhaja Shiva Govinda Bhaja Shiva Bhaja Rama Govinda Bhaja Rama Govinda Bhaja Rama Govinda Bhaja Krishna Govinda Bhaja Krishna Govinda Bhaja Krishna Govinda Bhaja Krishna Govinda Bhaja Radhe Govinda Bhaja Radhe Govinda Radhe Govinda Radhe Govinda
जय जननी जय भारती जय जय जननी जय भारती जय जननी जय भारती जय जय जननी जय भारती जिसका गुरुकुल सजा रही है सच्चा सुख की आरती सच्चा
जय कृष्ण हरे श्री कृष्ण हरे दुखियों को दुख दूर करे जय कृष्ण हरे श्री कृष्ण हरे दुखियों को दुख दूर करे चारों तरफ अंधियारा हो आशा का दूर किया हो जब चारों तरफ अंधियारा हो आशा का दूर किया हो और कोई न केवल हारा हो और कोई न केवल फिर तो ही मेरा पार करो जय कृष्ण हरे श्री कृष्ण हरे दुख दूर करे चाहे तो सब कुछ कर दे विष को भी हम कर दे वो चाहे तो सब कुछ कर दे विष को भी हम कर दे पूरन कर दे सबकी आशा पूरन कर दे सबकी आशा जो भी तेरा ध्यान धरे जय कृष्ण हरे श्री कृष्ण हरे दुख दूर करे दर्शन को मैं तरस रहा तेरा नाम कमाल तेरे दर्शन को मैं तरस रहा तेरा नाम कमाल रहा भव सागर से मेरे नहीं भव सागर से मेरे नहीं क्षण में जाएगी नार हो जय कृष्ण हरे श्री कृष्ण हरे दुख दूर करे जय कृष्ण हरे श्री कृष्ण हरे जय कृष्ण हरे श्री कृष्ण हरे
प्रभु जी मेरे आओ प्रभु जी मेरे आओ प्रभु जी मेरे आओ बजले गोविंद बजले गोविंद बजले गोविंदम ये दुनिया है प्रभु की माया बजले गोविंदम बजले गोविंद बजले गोविंद बजले गोविंदम ये दुनिया है प्रभु की माया बजले गोविंदम प्रभु जी मेरे आओ प्रभु जी मेरे आओ प्रभु जी मेरे आओ
ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। 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 वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। वृंदावन लाल की जय। Adorations in the feet of Bhagwan Vishnu. And so once more we bow at your lotus-like feet. With faith, with love and devotion, you have afforded unto us this opportunity. And so we pray to you with conviction from our hearts. Listen to our prayer. Hari Om Sri Ganeshaya Namah, Sri Saraswate Namah, Sri Guru Charana Kamalebhyo Govindaya Namo Namah. Vighaneshwaraya Varadaya Surapya Lambodharaya Sakalaya Jagathitaya Nakasrutyagya Vibhushita Gauri Sutaya Gananath Namo Namaste. Mokam karoti vachalam pangulam gete girim yat kripatamham vande paramanandamadavam. Krishnaya vasudevaya devaki nandanaya cha nanda gopakumara govindaya namo namah. Om namo bhagavate vasudevaya. Om namo bhagavate vasudevaya. Vrindavan mein Lal ki jai. We offer पाप कर्मां पापात्मं पुंडरीकाक्ष त्राहिमां पुंडरीकाक्ष सर्व पाप हरो हरि पुनातु पुनातु। ओम श्री परमात्मने नमः। ओम नारायणं नरहरि नारायणं केशव नारायणाय गोविन्दाय परमात्मने नमो नमः। मृत्युस्थानीश्वरं स्नानं समर्पयामि स्नानं प्रतिगृहीताम्। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। दूरस्नानं समर्पयामि। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। 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 वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम वेद सुक्तं समायुक्तं यज्ञशामा समन्विते सर्वे प्रदे देवा वाससे प्रतिक्रेताम्। सर्वभूषात्के लौम्य लज्जा निवारण मयूपकार वस्त्रम उपवस्त्रम प्रतिग्रहीताम। You have over on us clothing. We have a clothing in our puja. Be pleased with us. We beg of you, listen to our prayer. ॐ श्रीवस्त्रदानं समर्पयामि यज्ञोपवी त्र्यम्बकं यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमेव वन्दना मृत्योर्मुक्षमामृतात् यज्ञोपवीतदानं समर्पयामि यज्ञोपवीतदानं प्रतिगृहीताम् ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय We offer chandana, we offer perfume. May you illumine the path of our lives. May you rid us of lust and anger and hatred and jealousy and evil and pride. May you guide us onto the pathway of salvation. We beg of you, listen to our prayer. Chandanam samarpyami, gandham samarpyami. Om Vishnave namaha, Om Vishnave namaha, Om Vishnave namo namaha. Om namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya
Palimaladravya Haridraya Sarvasubhagirani Sarvalangar Muktami Devi Tvam Pratigretam Sinduram Shovanam Rakta Sobhagi Prevaranam Kamram Muksharam Jeva Sinduram Pratigretam Om Namo Paramatmani Namaha Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudeva Namo Namaha Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Strands of grass, we offer bay leaves, we offer neem leaves. Through these leaves and these various grasses, we beg of you, root of your troubles or problems or distresses or negative energies, we beg of you, listen to our prayer, Bhagwan, accept our nation, we beg of you, listen to our prayer. Om Durvadanam Samarpyami, Belapatram Samarpyami, Neemapatram Samarpyami, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Arti Yani Kani Sapapani Jammantarkritani Sta Kani Tani Prakshana Prakshana Prade Prade Deepam Darshayami. Om Sri Vishnave Namah Deepadanam Samarpyami Deepadanam Pratigretam Om Namo Paramatmane Namaha Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Bhukti Mukti Pradayani Mantra Murti Sada Devi Mahalakshmi Namostute Mahalakshmi Chavitmai Vishnu Patnai Chadimai Tanno Lakshmi Prachodhyat Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Naivedyam, we offer Persad that we have prepared with faith and with devotion. May you accept our offering of Naivedya. Be pleased with us, O Bhagwan, be pleased with us. Achyutam Keshavam Ramanarayanam Krishna Damodharam Vasudevam Hari Sridharam Madhavam Gopika Vallavam Janaki Nayakam Ramachandra Bhaje. Achyutam Keshavam Ramanarayanam Krishna Damodharam Vasudevam Hari Sridharam Madhavam Gopika Vallavam Janaki Nayakam Ramachandra Bhaje. Achyutam Keshavam Ramanarayanam Krishna Damodaram Vasudevam Hari Sridharam Madhavam Gopika Vallavam Janaki Nayakam Ramachandra Bhaje. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Brahmarpanamastu Krishnarpanam. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Tambulam samarpyami. Om Achmanyam samarpyami. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Pallavam Janaki Nayakam Ramachandra Bhaje. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Dakshinadhanam samarpyami. Pushpadan samarpyami. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Janaki Nayakam Ramachandra Bhaje. Sridharam Madhavam Gopika Vallavam Janaki Nayakam Ramachandra. Together. Hare Ram,
Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Jai Sitaram, Namaste, Sai Ram, Assalamu Alaikum, and a very pleasant good evening to all of you. On behalf of Pandit Sunil Seetahal-Maharaj and the Ganesh Utsav Foundation,
We are so happy that you have accepted our invitation to be here this evening. To our fellow devotees, it is so wonderful that you have come out in your numbers to join with us in prayer and devotion. We welcome you. To our Kirtan Mandali, you have been doing such a great job, and I know this evening it wouldn't be any different. We welcome you. To our various specially invited artists, we also welcome you. Thank you for coming. To our media houses, our different media houses present here, and the staff who has been so instrumental in bringing this broadcast to the homes of many across the globe. Thank you so much, and we welcome you as well. To our listening and viewing audience, both locally and internationally, it's a pleasure to be in your company. We welcome you as well. To Pandit Sunil aunts and uncles, there's a small emergency at home. We know you are listening, and we hope that as you listen, you will be blessed as you listen to the glories of Bhagwan. We miss you, but we welcome you as well. If I have forgotten anyone, we welcome you. I hope this is the 21st session, and I hope that you would not be relieved, but rather fulfilled. I now hand you over to our officiating Vyas, Panditji, Pandit Sunil Seetahal-Maharaj.
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Let us all please stand as we join in the opening aarti. Shubham karotu kalyanam arogyam sukha samparam mama shatru vinashaya deepajyotir namostute siddhi buddhi prare devi bhukti mukti pradayane mantra murti sada devi mahalakshmi namostute. Bhagwat aarti. मुक्ति पंतये पंचम वेद निराला नव ज्योति जगाने वाला
ये अमरनाथ ये मुक्ति पंतये पंचम वेद निराला नव ज्योति जगाने वाला
हरि ज्ञान यही वरदान यही
हरि ज्ञान यही वरदान यही
जग के मंगल की आरती
पापियों को पाप से है तारती
जय जय शांति दीप पावन पुनीत पापों को मिटाने वाला, हरि दर्श दिखाने वाला।
हे शांति दीप पावन पुनीत पापों को मिटाने वाला, हरि दर्श दिखाने वाला।
हे सुख करनी हे दुख हरनी,
हे सुख करनी हे दुख हरनी,
हे मधुसूदन की आरती।
पापियों को पाप से है तारती।
जय भागवत भगवान की है आरती।
पापियों को पाप से है तारती।
ये मधुर बोल जगपंत बोल, सनमाद दिखाने वाला, बिगड़ी को बनाने वाला।
हे मधुर बोल जगपंत बोल, सन्मान दिखाने वाला, बिगड़े को बनाने वाला।
श्री राम ही घनश्याम ही,
श्री राम यही घनश्याम यही,
सबकी महिमा की आरती।
पापियों को पाप से है तारती।
जय भागवत भगवान की है आरती।
पापियों को पाप से है तारती।
जय भागवत भगवान की है आरती।
पापियों को पाप से है तारती।
जय 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 भागवतम, जय 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 भागवतम।
जय 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 भागवतम, जय 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 भागवतम,
जय 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 भागवतम, जय 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 भागवतम।
जय 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 भागवतम, जय 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 भागवतम।
चित छोटा यशोदा की बात, नवनीत चोर गोपाल।
चित चोरा यशोदा की बात, नवनीत चोर गोपाल।
चित छोटा यशोदा की बात, नवनीत चोर गोपाल।
चित चोरा यशोदा की बात, नवनीत चोर गोपाल।
जय जय गिरिधर गोपाला, जय जय गिरिधर गोपाला, जय जय गिरिधर गोपाला।
जय जय गिरिधर गोपाला, जय जय गिरिधर गोपाला, जय जय गिरिधर गोपाला।
जय जय गिरिधर गोपाला, जय जय गिरिधर गोपाला, जय जय गिरिधर गोपाला।
जय जय गिरिधर गोपाला, जय जय गिरिधर गोपाला, जय जय गिरिधर गोपाला।
चित छोटा यशोदा की बात, नवनीत चोर गोपाल।
चित चोरा यशोदा की बात, नवनीत चोर गोपाल।
मुरली ज्ञान लोला। बोलो जय जय गिरिधर गोपाला, जय जय गिरिधर गोपाला, जय जय गिरिधर गोपाला।
जय जय गिरिधर गोपाला, जय जय गिरिधर गोपाला, जय जय गिरिधर गोपाला।
जय जय गिरिधर गोपाला, जय जय गिरिधर गोपाला, जय जय गिरिधर गोपाला।
जय जय गिरिधर गोपाला, जय जय गिरिधर गोपाला, जय जय गिरिधर गोपाला।
जोदा यशोदा की बात, नवनीत चोर गोपाल।
चित चोरा यशोदा की बात, नवनीत चोर गोपाल।
चित जोदा यशोदा की बात, नवनीत चोर गोपाल।
चित चोरा यशोदा की बात, नवनीत चोर गोपाल।
गोविंद हरे गोपाल हरे, हे गोपी गोपी बाला। गोविंद हरे गोपाल हरे, हे मुरली ज्ञान लोला।
गोविंद हरे गोपाल हरे, हे गोपी गोपी बाला। गोविंद हरे गोपाल हरे, हे मुरली ज्ञान लोला।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
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 गजाननं भूतगणादिसेवितं ततीर्थजम्बो फलसारभक्षुतं उमासुतं शोकविनाशकारकं नमामि विघ्नेश्वरपङ्कजं। सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बके गौरि नारायणी नमोऽस्तुते। कर्पूरगौरं करुणावतारं संसारसारं भुजगेन्द्रहारं सदा वसन्तं हृदयारविन्दे भवं भवानी सहितं नमामि। ब्रह्मामुरारी श्रीपुरन्दकारी पानुशशि भूमि सत्रोबुरस्य पुरुषशुक्र शनिराहुकेत सर्वे ग्रह शान्तिकारा भवन्तु। नासे रोगहरे सबपीरा जपत निरन्तर हनुमत वीरा। संकट से हनुमान चुरावे, मन कर्म वचन ध्यान जो लावे। जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई, कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई। जो शत बार पाठ कर होई, द्रुतै वंदे महासुत होई। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। वर्णानामृतसंज्ञानां रसानां चन्द्रसामपि मङ्गलानां च करीतारो वन्दे वाणी विनायको। भवानी शङ्करो वन्दे श्रद्धा विश्वास्वरूपिणो। याभ्यामिना पश्यन्ते सिद्धस्वान्तस्तमीश्वरं। भागवत सुमिरन। रिधि सिद्धि दाता सिद्ध शरण्य वारन वरिना। सुमिरो बारंबार मदन करन की लाल को। गणपति कृपा निदान ज्ञानी कानी आनंद भवन। देहु मोहि वरदान वरनो भाषा भाग्यव चंद्र मुकुंद ब्रज भूषण दूषण हरिना कठो भाव में पन चरण शरण नियानी करा जय 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 जगदीश श्वेत शेष महेश यज महिमा मितय वेद वेद जानत नहीं देहु मोहि वरदान राधावदया वद सदा प्रेम प्रेम से गान नित चित्त में कटे कटे रहे मोही चाहिए कचुनाए और वास्तु प्रभु जगत की बस ही रे मन माए या भागी जागी सदा लील कुटिया गायन की पीछे फिरता वाली पाली मोर मुकुट सिर परे धरे कर मुरली उरे माय शेष मुकुट के पीठ पता या छवि सो नंदला बस हुए रे मम ऋषि देवा गुरु पर रज दर्शी करहु भागवत की कथा जो सुखदेव मुनि कई परीक्षित निरपति सो श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रजा परनो रघुवर विमल यश बोधहीन तनु जानिके बलभूत वेद्या देहु मोहि वृंदावन कृष्ण चंद्र जी की जय शरणम यशोमती मैया से बोली नंदलाला राधा क्यों बोली मैं क्यों काला राधा क्यों बोली मैं क्यों काला यशोमती मैया से बोली नंदलाला राधा क्यों बोली मैं क्यों काला राधा क्यों बोली मैं क्यों काला. But in this evening, we are privileged to listen to the beautiful katha of how Bhagwan Krishna, he tried to outsmart the old lady who had the basket of fruits. And so she offered him one, and using no discretion, he took all. And she looked at him and she said, I am not giving, I am selling. It is so easy for us to forget that existence was given to us so that we can be of aid to those who are less fortunate than ourselves. We have forgotten that our duty on the earth is to live by performing the instructions that was given. Bhagwan Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, he says service to God is service to man, and when man is served, God becomes happy. And when our life on the earth becomes service to God through man, then all things are added on to us. The words of Bhagwan Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. Lord Krishna looked at her and smiled, and he says, I'm coming back with your payment. He rushed upstairs, and so he took up a handful of dhan, a handful of rice, and making his way back, grains falling out of his hand. Little child holding rice, what will happen? Making a trail everywhere he's going, he comes back with few grains. Took all the fruits, but the payment is a few grains. How much of us will do plenty for nothing? How much of us will do plenty expecting nothing? She placed a few grains in her basket. Few grains in a big basket. Krishna smiles at her, works his magic. She covers her basket, knowing it is empty, and put it on her head like she's carrying a load. And so carrying a basket, she goes to the market. She has nothing in her basket, but she's going to the market. And going to the market, she places her basket down. And when she places her basket down, customers, they're coming out. She has trouble to sell her fruits normally. Now there is a line. And she's compelled to open her basket. And when she opens the basket, lo and behold, jewelry and gems and diamonds. She rushes back to the home of Nanda and Yashoda. And she says, there is something wrong with your son. He's a magician. He has performed a miracle. And so because of his actions, giving me very little, I'm very wealthy. I'm very wealthy. After 2 o'clock session came to an end, and everybody was doing what they had to do, Dave stood on the couch there with me. And he said to me, he said, my family and I, we must have been very blessed. And I said, why? He said, so that we could host the Bhagwat Yagna at our home. Through you. And I said, so what makes you blessed? He said, having all of these people here, being able to fulfill the desire of having the yajna and inviting Bhagwan, God to come, and having all of these thousands of people passing through here every single day. But not only that, it is even more blessed that a Pandit will stay in my home for all of these days. And in my mind, I'm thinking I'm trouble. In my mind, I'm thinking that I'm a bother. In my mind, I'm thinking I'm a burden. What you think might be a bother and what you think might be a burden might be a blessing to somebody else. It might be a blessing to somebody else. In yesteryear and the years gone by, the only yajna anybody ever did was the Bhagwat Yagna. It was the yajna when everybody will come together and they will call it Panchayati, Panchauti, where every little amounted to something. And so the intention was not to impress. The intention was to express. Not impress, but express bhakti, devotion, by bathing and basking in the glories of Bhagwan, Paramatma. This evening, the Katha is about to talk to us about love. The word of that word called love. Have you ever heard of love before? Hello? Trinidadians didn't hear about love. You know what they heard about? Love. Huh? Trinidadians did not hear about the word love. They heard about the word love. Matri Devo Bhava. I pay obeisance at the lotus-like feet of the mothers sitting at my side. I pay obeisance at the feet of Srimati Ina Ji and members of her group. I pay obeisance at the feet of all our Brahman Devatas. I welcome all of you this evening. And so this evening we learn about that word that is called love. Love. The Katha begins to tell us, Sri Sukdev Muni is telling the Raja Parikshit, Bolo Sri Seetahal, 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 Jai Siyavar Ram. Bolo.
Seetahal, 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 Jai Siyavar Ram.
Seetahal, 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 Jai Siyavar Ram. वरदाय सुरप्रियालम भूतराय सकलाय जगद्हिताय नागास्मृत्यज्ञ विभूषिता गौरी सुताय गणनाथ नमो नमस्ते सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्य वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारंभं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा या देवी सर्वभूतेषु सादारूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। श्री सुखदेव वाचा, जिसमें पहले का भगवान की सत्यभामा और रुक्मिणी का भगवान कृष्णा की पत्नी तीर, दो विप्रति का चित्र जैसे जलते सत्यभामा चौर करने, देखो रुक्मिणी का शान तीर करने वाले, चोटी का भगवान विष्णु का कृष्णा रूप में पृथ्वी पर इसलिए का स्वर्गा में प्रवेश किया और वर्णन होते बोलो राधे श्याम राधे श्याम राधे श्याम जय सियावर राम। बोलो
राधे श्याम राधे श्याम राधे श्याम जय सियावर राम।
सीताराम 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 जय सियावर राम।
सीताराम 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 जय सियावर राम।
If we are not careful, we may become very misinformed when it comes to the legacy of Bhagwan in the form of Krishna. If we are not very careful in the way we analyze what is taught us, then the perverted, corrupted, disrespectful mind thinks of many different things but what it is supposed to be. I'll give you an example. Do you love Lord Krishna? Ma, do you love Lord Krishna? Radix, do you love Lord Krishna? Kus, do you love Lord Krishna? Parvi, do you love Lord Krishna? Auntie Anji, do you love Lord Krishna? Do you love Lord Krishna? Prabhu, do you love Lord Krishna? Uncle Harry, do you love Lord Krishna? Uncle Harry, I'm asking about Lord Krishna. Do you love Lord Krishna? What does that say about Lord Krishna? When you listen to the Katha, you hear thousands of beings loving Lord Krishna. He's followed and he's chased by thousands of beings. But you just told me you love Lord Krishna. Aren't you not a follower too? You just said to me you love Lord Krishna too. Huh? When you think about Radha and Rukmini and Satyabhama and you say, oh, he had plenty wives. Oh my God, he had so much wives. I want to be just like him. He stole. He stole. You know what he stole? Chit. He stole chit. What is chit? Consciousness. He tried to steal away that attachment that you will have to the world and the things of the world and the beings of the world and even that thing that you call love, because we use that word loosely. We use that word with no meaning and no affection. And the word is just a word. That's what it is. It is not supported by any kind of Bhagwan Krishna. There is a fight. There is a fight. What is the fight? I don't know what my mother's experience was in this yagna. I don't know what her thoughts were. But there were many different mothers who came up to my mother and said, that is not your son, that is my son too. I'm not sure she I am not sure what her reaction was or what her thought that was. I don't know. But the way you treat people is the way that they acknowledge you and they embrace you. And if you show love and motherly love, then you are treated as though you are a child, isn't it? But we have forgotten how to show respect. We have forgotten whom we should show respect to. We see the elders and still we treat them as though they're little children. We insult them and abuse them and try to make them feel inferior. Tonight the Katha is talking about there is a fight. There is a fight, but there is one person fighting. And the other person whom she is fighting has no clue that there is a fight going on. Ever vexed with somebody and they don't know you're vexed? Hello, Trinidadians? Have you ever been angry with somebody and they don't know you're vexed with them? If ever you get vexed with me, you have to unvex yourself, you know. You unvex yourself. Tonight the Katha tells us what it says. Listen to what it says. Devo prithvi chetan hoye, jaise jaise satya bhamai, chor hatota swargade rukmini shanti tirat deki radhe sham radhe sham radhe sham jai siyavar ram. Bolo. Satyabhama and Rukmini. Satyabhama and Rukmini, they both had great love for Lord Krishna. What's the difference between the love of Satyabhama, Rukmini, and the love that you have? What's the difference? Is there any difference? Is there any difference? So Satyabhama and Rukmini, they had great love for Lord Krishna. But what will happen? The temperament of Satyabhama is that she was short-tempered and she will get angry, she'll get vexed very easily. And so she was very difficult to please. And Rukmini, she was very quiet and calm and peaceful. And both of them, they happened to be living in the same kingdom. And so living in the same kingdom, both of them, they were very attached to Bhagwan Krishna. And very attached to Bhagwan Krishna, what will happen? Listen, something happens. Swargade pravisha tore, lekar vanchit ho kar hoye, uska para swargane ki Satyabhama arupane ki Rukmini Krishna chupar hite, lekar tu sari rehte, Radhe Sham Radhe Sham Radhe Sham Jai Siyavar Ram. Bolo. Radhe Sham Radhe Sham Radhe Sham Jai Siyavar Ram. Seetahal-Maharaj 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 Jai Siyavar Ram. Seetahal-Maharaj 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 Jai Siyavar Ram. Bhagwan Vishnu had left the heavens and he came down on the earth as Krishna. And living and enjoying the company of all the beings, Satyabhama and Rukmini and all of these beings. Then one day, news reached the ears of Bhagwan Krishna that you are needed in the heavens. You're down on the earth, but you are needed for some time in the heavens because there is chaos happening in the heavens. So you must now leave the earth and you must come to the heavens for a short time only. Have you ever taken time off from the office and they call you and they say, just come for 5 minutes? We just want you to sign off something, or we just want you to authorize something, or we just want to find out something, or we just want to find something, and only just come for 10 minutes, 5 minutes, just do what you have to do and you can leave right after. And you say, but I'm on vacation. Why should I come to the office? Let me just tell you. Let me tell you, and I wouldn't come. This is not the case. They're insisting that Bhagwan Vishnu must come back to the heavens for a short time. They're insisting. I insisted that Prabhu and Omati will sit where they are sitting every day. I insisted that. Bhagwan Vishnu, hearing this, he made his way to the heavens. And as he made his way to the heavens, he was missing. He was not in the company of Rukmini. He was not in the company of Satyabhama. He was nowhere to be found. But Satyabhama, being the person that she was, Satyabhama missing Lord Krishna, Satyabhama pronounced, she formulated something in her mind. And what will she formulate? Listen, it tells us. Swargadi ki Satyabhama Aruparagati Rukmini Para Chor Hari Kar Nata Dehi Dusare Ratika Binata Dehi Seetahal 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 Jai Siyavar Ram Bolo
Seetahal 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 Jai Siyavar Ram
Satyabhama Arunadai Rukmini Krishna Choparai Ekah Dusari Reno Deka Sat Samansa Devi Peda Seetahal 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 Jai Siyavar Ram
Seetahal 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 Jai Siyavar Ram
Radhe Shyam Radhe Shyam Radhe Shyam Jai Siyavar Ram
Radhe Shyam Radhe Shyam Radhe Shyam Jai Siyavar Ram.
It says, Satyabhama, now she placed the blame on Rukmini. And she thought that Rukmini had hid Lord Krishna somewhere. And Rukmini was keeping Lord Krishna and enjoying the company of Lord Krishna, and she was losing out. And so, thinking like this, she chastised, she caused pain, she disrespected Rukmini. And disrespecting Rukmini, it is as though there is a competition for the love of Bhagwan. Have you ever competed when it comes to worship? Have you ever competed? Have you ever competed when it comes to worship? Shivratri night, you're standing in the line to make your charhawal. But you're standing there and you want to carry the biggest thali that you have, because you want to impress Lord Shiva. So you go and you buy some parfait, you go and you buy some kurma, you go and you buy some gulab jamun, you go and you buy some jalebi, you go and you order some Persad, some mohan bhog, you order some rot, you buy some fruit, pull up the thali, and then you could hardly carry it, you could hardly tote it. You cover it with a roti cloth, and you're going to the mandir. I'm going to impress Lord Shiva. I'm going to impress him. And then when you stand in the line, you realize your thali is the biggest. So you say, yeah, I'll create an impression. Everybody will look at my thali and they will recognize that, I'm going to offer all of these things. And then, walking up, holding, If you're in our line, you're in trouble. That's why we decided that we will have 108 lingams in the mandir. So, it will ease the stress of having to be in that line and all of those things. And everybody will be able to make their offerings at once. And that's why we gave thought to that. And everybody will have their own lingam and they'll be able to do their own prahar. And that's why we gave thought to that. So that there will be no lineup and no competition and no everybody's offering uniform and the same thing. But after a while, this big thali that you're proud to hold becomes a burden, You know that? It becomes a burden. You can't carry it again. You start to sweat in the AC and you say, oh God. You hang it up on your waist now. And you're holding it from your waist. You ever see? And when you're done holding it up from the waist, you say, what I could do with this? You put it in the next side. And then you hold it on the waist. And then you see somebody passing and you say, hey boy. He's singing hard, but you hearing me? Like how I talk to Granny. You hearing me? I could rest on this thing anyway up there, close. So when I reach up, I could take it up there. And then they take your Persad and they go and you reach up in front of the lingam and you're waiting for Persad. And the man you give the Persad, he eating chana down in the kitchen. And you waiting for Persad and you stand up there. And the lady behind you patke him. She's steaming, she vexed. all the time you're in the line, and you know you have your Persad. Why you didn't get it before? You're gone up there now to wait, and you have me standing up here, and me eat no salt whole day, and I tired, and I go faint away here, and you stand up here like you is some kind of mannequin. Yeah, you is some kind of celebrity. Everybody upset. What kind of offering is that being made? The lady who Persad missing in the first place really missed the whole point. You know why? You should only offer what you made with your own hand. Because you're not getting any blessing anyway. Because your intention is to impress Lord Shiva. But by extension, you're depressing everybody else. See? Long ago, our foreparents, they didn't have degrees but they had plenty common sense, you know. Shivratri night, they couldn't squeeze juice to make cane juice. But you know, in every load of dal, they would have put a piece of cane. What is the difference in putting a piece of cane and putting cane juice? You impressing? Anybody will know that you put cane juice in there? Huh? If me put that, well, Lord Shiva wouldn't be happy and he wouldn't accept it. I have to go and get that. And if me put the dahi, Lord Shiva like the dahi. You like the show. That's what you like. And you like to impress everybody. So, you think that this is making God happy. Satyabhama is blaming Rukmini. She doesn't know. She has no facts to support what she's thinking. But she says, Rukmini stole Lord Krishna and hid Lord Krishna away. And she has hidden Lord Krishna and she's getting all the attention. So she begins to abuse Rukmini. Have you ever abused the wrong person for something? Not abuse, accuse. Not abuse, accuse. But once you accuse, it's as though you're abusing, isn't it? Have you ever accused the wrong person for something? Hello? We are all Trinidadians, you know. When you're in the Bhagwat, don't lie. This prayer, this worship has something direct to do with your soul. Eh? It has something direct to do with your soul, don't lie. You ever accused the wrong person before? Ma, you ever accused the wrong person before? See, she's telling the truth. It tells us. Now, like this, months pass. And so Bhagwan Krishna is nowhere to be seen. And months of torment is dished out to Rukmini by Satyabhama. Months of torment. Can you imagine? Rukmini's temperament is quiet. And Satyabhama's temperament is rowdy. Rowdy rhyming with what? Oh. And so, entering into that place is Narad Muni. And so as Narad Muni enters in this place, he's going to have a conversation. Who do you think he's going to talk to? Rukmini, she's quiet. And Satyabhama, she's rowdy. Have you ever heard? Show me your friend and I'll tell you who you are. Narad has a choice to go. Who do you think he'll go to talk to? Who do you think he'll want to talk to? Huh? Who do you think he'll want to talk to? Narad's nature is to do what? Oh, you know? What is your nitya? To find out everybody else's business. What's your nitya? To be a receiver and not to give. What is your nitya? To be angry and upset all the time. What is your nature? To smile for everything. Somebody dead? Somebody birthday? You're hungry? They look at you and they say, you should go to the Hojoy home, you know. Let them analyze you. Check you out and see if everything is up properly. Now I told you all, I've been saying to you, the connection. I don't know if maybe I need to go to the Hojoy and get a checkout. But Narad Muni enters. And as he enters, who is he having us? He's happy, he's elated to meet. And you know who? Listen. Narad dekar Satyabhama Krishna dekar dehi bhara Bekar dekar kushka hoi Uska deva saat na hoi Sitaram 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 Jai Siyavar Ram Bolo Sitaram Sitaram बोलो सीताराम 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 जय सियावर राम Paramatmani Namah. Narad Muni appeared, and Narad Muni appeared in front of Satyabhama. And he says, "Oh Satyabhama, oh friend of mine. Listen, oh friend of mine. Show me your friend, and I'll tell you." What kind of friends do we have? You have friends that make you happy all the time, or you have friends that make you unhappy. You have friends that seek your interest, or you have friends that try to destroy you. What kind of friends do you have? What kind of association do you keep? It says, Narad Muni, he says, Satyabhama, I know exactly where Krishna is. And Satyabhama says, me too. I too know. And Narad Muni says, tell me what you know. And she says, well, Rukmini is hiding him somewhere. I looked everywhere. Months I've been looking everywhere, but she has a secret hiding place. And I don't know where. And Narad says, no. You're confused. You're wrong. Satyabhama has nothing to do with this. Bhagwan Krishna has made his way back to Swarga, the heavens. And so he's back in the heavens. And so he left, and it has nothing to do with Rukmini. And Satyabhama says, is true? Is that true? Narad says, but I have an idea. I have an idea. Your friend ever had an idea? Huh? Your friend ever described his or her idea? The idea requires your help. The idea requires your input. But when the idea is about to bring forth fruit, the fruit belongs to your friend alone, and he forgets you. We're Trinidadians, right? We're Trinidadians. And so, Narad Muni says, I have an idea. And listen to what his idea is. It tells us. Krishnadi ki Swarupa Dirita Deva Devaradita Sat Hare Kar Nashanahari Banata Hi Devan Pari Sitaram 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 Jai Siyavar Ram Bolo Satyabhama, who has the qualities of being stingy. You ever hear that word stingy before? You ever hear that word stingy before? What stingy mean? What stingy mean? Are you stingy? Are you stingy? Huh? Not squingy, you know. Stingy. Narad, he says to her, he says, I know where he is. He's in the heavens, and so he's there. And Satyabhama is saying, what can I do to bring him back? What can I do to bring him back on the earth and in this kingdom again? Because I want him. I want him to be close to me. And so I want all his attention. I want all his attention. Narad Muni says, well, I have an idea. And the idea is, let me go to the heavens. The Devatas summoned him, and so he left and he went up. And so let me talk to all the Devatas, and let me see what kind of deal we could strike. Let me see what they will require, so that they will send him. What you could do, or what you could give, or how you could give, or what mode or what method you can use to acquire him. How much money can you pay for God to come to your home? How much money? How much money? How much money will you pay for God to come to your home? It says, Narad Muni, creating this kind of comfort in the mind of Satyabhama, Satyabhama eagerly sat and she was waiting. She was waiting when Narad will come back and to see what could happen, what kind of deal she can make with the Devatas in the heavens. Can you make a bargain with God? Can you make a bargain with God? Hello, can you make a bargain with God? But we do that all the time. We do that all the time. If the children pass the exam, I go have a little prayers. If I win the lotto, I go have a jack. If I live to see my pension, I go give a charity. If I reach 65, I go feed the poor people. I go find the poor people and feed them. The poor people, the people who you consider to be poor, more rich than you. Do you know that? And you know what makes them rich? You know what makes them rich? They have something worth more than everything that you own. They have a peace of mind. That's what they have. When these boys go on a Thursday to feed the homeless, and they come back, they always come back with some kind of appetizing story or video. Every single week. Where a man will tell them, wait. Let me sing like Kumar Sanu for you before I eat. Huh? When is the last time you hold your food in your hand and sing like Kumar Sanu? You ever sing while eating your food? Papa, how we go sing? We go choke. Huh? You ever get happy? When is the last? We had countless yagyas. Countless. Many people here, they have hosted many yagyas. How much people ever walk up to you and say, hey, God bless you. We ate the food and it tastes really good. God bless you. How much people? Every person who collects that box, who is homeless, you know what they do? What they say, Ash? What they say, Dave? They say, God bless you, boy. Not just God bless you, you know. God bless you, boy. God bless your home, and God bless your family, and God bless all your. Come back Thursday, eh? Come back Thursday. And with a blessing like that, you could come back not only the next Thursday, but millions of Thursdays. Because that is a pure God bless you. But how much time we tell people God bless you, and in your mind you say, I hope the lightning strike you down. God bless you, eh? You're so ugly, move quick. God bless you, oh God, a kitchen and junjani. What kind of blessing is that? Now that goes in heaven to formulate a plan into bringing back Bhagwan on the earth. And as Narad goes and he begins to explain what will happen, Narad has a very lengthy conversation because Narad doesn't know how to get to the point. Narad, he prolongs the conversation. And after a long time, Narad appears in front of Satyabhama again. And appearing in front of Satyabhama, listen, he tells us, Bolo Shri Seetahal 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 Jai Siyavar Ram. Bolo
Seetahal 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 Jai Siyavar Ram.
Radhe Shyam Radhe Shyam Radhe Shyam Jai Siyavar Ram. Radhe Shyam Radhe Shyam Radhe Shyam Jai Siyavar Ram.
Radhe Shyam Radhe Shyam Radhe Shyam Jai Siyavar Ram.
Devaki साथ चरका करे दे देकर में का परवासा से लूट सत्य बामा कृष्णा अंधिकार वा प्रसाद तीरा सीताराम 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 जय सियावर राम। बोलो
सीताराम 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 जय सियावर राम।
राधे श्याम राधे श्याम राधे श्याम जय सियावर राम।
राधे श्याम राधे श्याम राधे श्याम जय सियावर राम।
Narad went, he had a discussion, and Narad came back and he stood in front of Satyabhama and he says, we came to an agreement. There is a way that you can get Lord Krishna to come. There is a method that you can use. If you want to invite God, Bhagwan to come, what will you do? What deal you could make? If you want a government contract, what deal you could make? Huh? How you all smile? You all know the answer to that, huh? Huh? There is no amount of bribe that you can use to bribe God. Always remember that. There is no amount of bribe that you can use to bribe Bhagwan. The only mode, the only method is the right one, the pure one. It is the only mode, the only method. There are several ingredients that must be used. Bhakti. What is bhakti? Prem. What is prem? There are several ingredients that has to be in the mix to ensure that success will come. Shraddha. What is Shraddha? Vishwas. What is that? Love and humility and belief and trust and all of these ingredients mixed together will be the remedy or the recipe into summoning Bhagwan, God. It tells us, Narad Muni, he goes back in front of Satyabhama and he says, we have reached an agreement. There is something you can do. The Devatas, they say that only if you can match the weight of Lord Krishna in gold, then they will give him to you. But if you can't match his weight in gold, then you can't have him for yourself. You have to share him with everybody. Rukmini begins to smile. You know why? Not Rukmini, sorry. Satyabhama begins to smile. You know why? She's so rowdy and she has stolen all Rukmini's jewelry too. So she has plenty. When you have little bit or you have plenty, it makes no difference. You know, you can't wait. They will still kill you. You know? People look at you and they're looking at you and they're not looking at you. You know, they're looking at what you're wearing, how much you're wearing, what different one you're wearing, and they're analyzing you. Satyabhama, she's happy because she knows she has plenty. So she says to them, arrange quickly. Do not put off. Arrange quickly. And so they create a huge scale. What is the weight of God? What is the weight of Bhagwan? What is the weight of Bhagwan? How heavy or how light is he? Huh? How heavy is he? How light is he? How heavy are you? Oh God. Maybe I asked the wrong question. How heavy are you? They created a scale. You ever saw the scale? That is, you use the weigh, like the one that you see on the logo of the what? Hall of Justice. And you ever saw that scale? In that logo is one of the scale higher and the other one lower. In that logo, is it one higher and one lower in the logo? Or they're both equal? They're both equal? The one is higher and one is lower? Because that's exactly what happens in there, you know. Because if you have money, you know, you put some on the scale and things go in your favor. If you know somebody, you put them on the scale too. And you use their power and their authority and you know the scale. It wouldn't balance, you know why? Because, oh God, did I just say that? I'm just reminding you. They put Lord Krishna to stand on his scale. And Satyabhama she's bringing. And bringing, what will happen? She's bringing all her jewelry. Rukmini has no clue that this is happening. She has no idea that this is happening. Mane tume Govinda Govinda bolo. Mane tume Govinda Govinda bolo. कृष्ण कन्हाई, देकर सत्य बामा पाई। दूसरी सोना और गारी, साथ हलते लगते पारी। बामी भार कृष्णा देके, बैकुल का चलता दे। देवता अब कृष्णा अपनाई, साथ स्वर का चलो पाई। राधे श्याम राधे श्याम, राधे श्याम जय सियावर राम। बोलो
राधे श्याम राधे श्याम, राधे श्याम जय सियावर राम।
मन तुम्हें गोविंद गोविंद बोलो,
मन तुम गोविंद गोविंद बोलो,
मन तुम्हें गोविंद गोविंद बोलो।
मन तुम गोविंद गोविंद बोलो।
The stage is set, the scene is set, and so now there is about to be the weighing. Satyabhama is convinced that she has more than enough jewelry to outweigh the weight of Lord Krishna. She's convinced in her mind. So she says, Narad, I have agreed to the condition of the Devatas, but now the Devatas must agree to my condition. And my condition is, I do not want this to be done privately. I want this to be done publicly, so that everybody will see, and when I win Krishna, they will know that he belongs to me and not to them. And so there will be no more competition. He will belong solely to me. Wife, does your husband belong solely to you? Does your husband belong solely to you? What about the mother he came from? Should he just stop loving her and forget that she exists? What about the father who toiled and endured? Should he just abandon his father? What about his sisters and brothers and siblings? What about them? Should he just ignore them totally and only worship you, Goddess Kali? Lakshmi, sorry. Because a goddess Lakshmi will never behave like that, isn't it? A goddess Lakshmi will never have that kind of thinking, that kind of behavior. And so, I want it to be public. And so Narad Muni smiled. He says, anything you want. The Devatas have agreed. The location is not important. What is about to happen is important. The location. During the time of COVID, and we sat down home in a living room, in a small little room, in a little room. It had more murti in the room than people. And when you look at it, you will swear that it's a massive yagna. We made 1 pound of Persad some days. Some days we made 1.5 pound. The day we make 1.5 pound, we had for the next day too. We could have eaten it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But it didn't stop us from praying. It did not prevent us from expressing our love and showing our devotion to Bhagwan. We could have said what everybody else said. Close the temple, close the church, close the mosque. We were not freed from getting COVID. We are not superhumans. We are not freed from dying. But if we die doing that which is ordained by scripture and God, our soul will get mukti, salvation. There is a mama who is here tonight, and mama said to me, she said, Baba, I was on my deathbed. I used 1,100 pound cylinders of oxygen to survive. And Baba, in my unconscious state, my daughter, who was very conscious, all she played for me was your voice. I'm listening. And you know what woke me up, Baba? She said, you know what got me up? Jagdo Dharini Mata Durga, Jagdo Dharini Mata, Jagdo Dharini Mata Durga, Jagdo Dharini Mata. Jago Jago Ma, Jago Jago Ma, Jago Jago Ma Janani, Jago Jago Ma, Jago, jago ma, jago ma, Janani. Jago, wake up, O Devi. And you know, we are praying to a Devi in the heaven to wake up, and a Devi on the earth, a mother, a Devi on the earth who is on oxygen and depending on machines for life. A mother gets up, she springs to life. She came today and she says, your voice saved me. She said, when I look at you on the phone, I'm not seeing you, I'm seeing God in you. Because it's the God in you that says, Jago, wake up. Tonight I want to tell you that this is what worship is geared at doing. Helping you to wake up, to recognize that nothing of this world belongs to us. It is important to enjoy, it is important to have, it is important to acquire, it is important to achieve, but it is also important to wear all of those things with humility. Reminding yourself a day will come when you'll be going down the road with none of those things, and only your karma, only your good actions and your bad actions and your good thoughts and your bad thoughts. Whether how good you are, somebody will still say something bad about you. Whether how beautiful you are, somebody will still find a fault with you. Whether how perfect you think you are, there is somebody more perfect than you. But that doesn't define the fact that you must still continue to be the best you that you can be. Don't live your life competing, live your life enjoying. Mama said to me, she said, I brought for you a donation for the temple. I brought for you this. I have been waiting and wishing and praying for when I could come and I could just see you and I could just touch you and I could just hold you and I could just kiss you. I could touch you. She's asking, our duty in existence is not to just exist, but to create a legacy that will live on long after we leave. To leave behind a footprint that will never be erased. Whether how much water goes through, it will never be erased. Narad Muni smiles hearing the request of Satyabhama. And so out in the open, Rukmini has specially been invited. You know why? You know why? Because Satyabhama feels threatened because of Rukmini. Threatened. If you are insecure, then the reaction and the behavior of everybody affects you. But if you are secured, then what they think about you really doesn't affect you, you know. You know who it affects? You know who it affects? But you see, as of the 16th of June, I learned that you can't please everybody, and who is upset, they're upset. You don't be upset. You don't be like anybody. You be the best you that you can be. And that's the new me. That's the change that I would have made when I reached to that age, that milestone of knowing that I have one foot inside somewhere and outside somewhere and I could go anywhere, anytime. Because you know why? I'm of that kind of age where I do the funerals every day and I cremate people, and I know, I see that once you cross 30, you know what happened? Anytime you cross the age of 30, say thank you. Say, blessed am I to have enjoyed life. Blessed am I to enjoy more birthdays to come. When I take some of the pictures sometime, because I know they wouldn't believe me, and I bring it and I show it to them, they look at me and they say, I don't know how you could make out. Well, you know something? I really don't know how I make out too. But I know that I have to make out, because I know that I have to be the strength and the support to people who are weak. I know that. And that doesn't define or change the fact that I still have to wear that quality with humility and simplicity and with love and with affection. It doesn't define the fact that I still belong to a mother and I love her the most, but I have to love and share that love with everybody else. It doesn't define the fact that I have a biological brother, but I have many other brothers who are related to me not by blood, but by the affection and the relations that they show to me. It doesn't change the fact that I have no biological sister, but there are many sisters that I have who love me. There is one sitting in the front row this evening. She said to me, I came here because of you, and I want you to sing for me. And I said, that wouldn't fit in my katha. She said, don't worry, you sing. You just sing for me. Remember, your sister is here. Fighting. The fight doesn't only refer to the physical fight. The greatest fight is that mental fight that happens in here. And if you are not strong, if you are not determined, then you know what happens? You lose the battle. You feel as though you are insignificant. You feel as though you have no worth. You feel as though everybody else is progressing and nothing good is happening to you. Don't live your life trying to impress anybody. Do what you think is right. Make the decisions that will make you happy, not today and tomorrow and the day after, but the decisions that will make you happy infinitely. And sometimes you have to apologize to people who have done you wrong. Sometimes you have to apologize to people who have said the worst things about you. But you know what? Apologize to them anyway, because it wouldn't make a hole anyway in you. Tonight, the scene is set. And so Satyabhama, she brings out tons of jewelry. Satyabhama is so convinced that she will match the weight of God. As Krishna is placed on the scale, Satyabhama begins to pour all her jewelry. She's not doing it herself. She has a servant doing it. Anything you do yourself, you might get a blessing for, you know. Anything your servant and helper and somebody do, no, they get in your blessing. I said when we were initially talking about the Bhagwat Saptaha, I said, you don't have neem leaf home, you pick a bag and you bring it. And you have bay leaf home, you pick a bag and you bring it. And you have some flowers home, you pick a bag and you bring it. And you have this home, dupe grass, you bring some. And everybody picks something. And when you bring it enough for the day so that it will last. You know who get a blessing for that? Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. And you're offering and you didn't do nothing. Never wash a cup, never wash a thali, never pick a leaf, never put the flowers, never bring one from home, never nothing. And Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. You notice I never did any offering. I initially said to him, bring the thali up here and put a murti for me, where I too will pray, because I too need all the blessing that I could get. And then on the first day I said to him, you know what? That's not making any sense to me. Better I pray in my mind mentally and make these offerings in my mind and say, God, you know, I really didn't pick no dupras, a little fat and I can't really manage. And God, you know, the first few days is rain, and if I go outside, you know, I might get little hose. And God, you know, Bhagwan, I will go by the altar and I'll bow to you, and I never even got a chance to do the Havan, God, but you know best, because you know, God, you're using me as your instrument, and still bless me, God, bless me, I'm begging you. But whether how much times you're told that if you're going to the Yagna, and if you're going to the puja, and if you're going, bring something. And when I say bring something, I'm not saying to you to bring a mountain of anything. On one night, everybody in the Yagna became happy. You know why? Parvi brought 2 chocolate cakes. It was the talk of the whole Yagna. Everybody's excited to get any cake. I say, oh, wait now. Wait, I want to stick that cake for my birthday. Do you know that's the cake that I... When 12 o'clock in the night came, that was the cake that I used as a birthday cake. It was brought with the intention of everybody eating, and then it was used for something else. I took that one cake and I fed every single body. Everybody got a piece of that cake. The ones who on the diet, the one who on keto and pato and everything else, everybody got a piece of cake, including me, at 12 o'clock in the night. Is that true? Is that true? Is that true? Satyabhama, she has a servant doing everything. And as the servants begin to pour the jewelry, what will happen? Something shocking is about to happen. Listen. Jagdo Dharini Mata Durga, Jagdo Dharini Mata. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Dekar Vishyaha Krishna Vete Satyabhama Sona Jaise Saat Hari Kar Batare Ke Krishna Parve Pulkari Ke Chal ka Hari Vaha Krishna Apna 60 स्वर का जल की धारा रहती रह स्वर्गादी अपनी साथ स्वर्गादी। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
They brought all the jewelry that she had and they placed it on the scale, and the scale didn't shake at all. It did not shake at all. You ever try to move something that you think in your mind is light, and when you try to lift it up, you realize, well, you know, I really can't make it. I can't make it. A few days ago when the little baby came, I looked at the president and I said to her, take up the baby and bring the baby by me. And she's following the instruction, huh? But I look at her face when she lifted him and she said, oh God. I could see the eyes saying to me, oh God. And she comes and she kake. You know what's kake? She, yeah. Huh? And then, sometime after in the morning time, when the arti is happening, I say to somebody, Ashish or somebody, I say, bring the baby for me. And when they bring the baby and they put the baby on my lap, feeling the weight of the baby, he sits for a while and he plays with the pictures and he does his thing, and then he goes back down. And when he goes back down, I look at her, I say, have him now. She said, I have him already. I don't need to have him again. I know the weight. I know how heavy he is. I don't need to try again, I know. Satyabhama, all the jewelry that she has is not enough to even shake the scale. Because you know why? Satyabhama is not using jewelry. She is using ego. And when it comes to ego and it comes to God, ego and bhakti never go together. Ego and bhakti never goes together. It will not go together. And so Satyabhama, the Devatas now say, the Devatas come to witness this. Huh? The Devatas say, well, you know what? We're going to take our Krishna back to the heavens. You don't have enough jewelry to match his weight, and so we're going to take him back to the heavens. You had your opportunity, and so you lost. You lost. And all of the people who lived there in this place called Dwarka, they now begin to call out to somebody. Who they will call? Who do you think they will call? Who do you think they will call? They begin to call out to somebody. Who they call? Listen. Dwarika nagari rukmini deka charan giri gaye dekar swarga apna dekar Bhagavan hote बच्चे इनकर छूते करनी रुक्मिनी पल का सोहट रे पैर आदेश का रे जब लेकिन कहा टाटा रहता वामी चल गए तुलसी पता लूट ही कर काल हरी पति तरव कर लगई ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
They begin to call out. They begin to Rukmini. Satyabhama has lost the opportunity. Rukmini, bring something, do something. Because we don't want Krishna to go back in the heavens. We want him to remain with us. We want him close to us. Do something. Satyabhama, she has no jewelry, you know. Actually, Rukmini, sorry, has no jewelry. You know why? 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 Sometimes you have no jewelry. You know why? You know why? Your mother leave in a will that it must be shared and tra la 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 la, and that is what it turns into after that. La 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 la. That's what it turns into. And though there is something in writing, la 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 la, you could use your ethics and your morals and your values and do the right thing, but sometimes you never want to. Huh? It's the one who have everything fighting, and the one who have nothing remains suffering. True or not? True or not? Is that true or not? That is not unique to one family or two families or any family. It is universal. Sister and sister vex their whole life by a little chunky earring. Next time you see your sister, you call her chunky. Because the earring she might call chunky na. And Biran. You like Biran? Buy your own. You like land? Buy your own. You like house? Build your own. I said to my mother today, anything that you must enjoy must be your own. You work, you toil, you sweat, you enjoy your own. And ma, hopefully, God forbid, if I die before you, what I have is your own. And if you die before me, what you have is my brother's own. But it doesn't matter. Enjoy it to the max. And don't think about when you die who own it is. Because none of us, we own any. None of us, we own any. We see our mothers dying. We see our fathers dying. We see them leaving everything behind, but yet we're fighting. Huh? And a day will come when we die too, and you leave everything behind. And you never live and enjoy. Because you're only fighting. Your whole life is fight. You're not fighting for survival, you know. You're not fighting for joy and happiness, you know. You're fighting for material. That's what you're fighting for. They begin to call out, and calling out to her, do something, do something. Rukmini has nothing. She has zero. She has nothing physical that she can put. Rukmini, with humility, Rukmini goes and she plucks one tulsi leaf. One leaf of the tulsi. Only one leaf of the tulsi. What it says? Tulsi pattaha luta kaise kelan tab kar ke kah jaise pattar de kaha lagta hoye berahani chah chalta hoye ज्ञान और कृष्णा प्रकाश तुम्हारा लेकर जूता रहता तथा ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय
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 Rukmini goes with her one tulsi leaf. The pan that they have created for Satyabhama to put her jewelry has to outweigh the weight of Lord Krishna. Can you think about how deep it is? Because she put tons of jewelry there and it never shifted the scale. Can you imagine how deep that pan is? Can you imagine? It says when Lord Krishna is standing on one side, the waist up you're seeing. And so his legs, they're submerged in this pan that he's standing in. Such is the depth of it. And Rukmini walking with her one tulsi leaf. Satyabhama begins to laugh loudly. And laughing loudly, Rukmini goes. And Rukmini takes the tulsi leaf. And while she throws the tulsi leaf inside of the pan, and it is as though it is swimming into the pan because of the height. You know, she's in an empty vessel, and it's as though it is swimming in the air. Can you swim in the air? Well, the description that is given, it says it as though it is swimming in the air. I could only tell you what I'm seeing. As though it is swimming in the air. And making its way. All she's saying in her mind is Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. And as the tulsi leaf touches the bottom of the pan, it outweighs Lord Krishna. Satyabhama is saying, how unjust is this whole competition? You told me jewelry and she did not bring something that is considered to be a gem. She did not bring any jewelry. She was allowed to put a leaf. Then I could have put anything inside of me and I would have won Lord Krishna. This competition is not a fair competition. Sometimes life seems to be unfair. I'll tell you why. You have plenty, you know. But there is an ingredient that is missing in your plenty. The ingredient of contentment. The ingredient of being happy is missing from all that you have. Do you have a hammock at home? Do you have a hammock at home? The hammock has been replaced with an electric recliner. But do you know, in the home of the people who have the hammock, Sunday they sit down after they eat their lunch and they take a rock. And you know what they're singing? Chalat musafir mor piyare binjere kwale muliya. Chalat musafir mor piyare binjere kwale muliya. Sometimes, while in the hammock, they clap their hands. While in the hammock, they shake their foot. While in the hammock, you know what they do? They move their waist. Sometimes while in the hammock, shake their head. And they enjoy the hammock. You know why? You know why? They don't have money to pay their light bill, you know. They have no money to pay their phone bill, you know. They have no money to buy food, you know. They light in a lamp, a shade lamp. On the first night of the Bhagwat, Robbie came to me and he said, wait to put the shade lamp. Wait to put the shade lamp. I said, put it anyway, don't bring it by me, you know. The smoke will suffocate me and I wouldn't be able to talk. He said, but you had to have a shade lamp, you know. You only recognize how important a shade lamp was when you didn't have current for a whole day. Then you know what is a shade lamp. Because the battery in anything battery operated will die eventually. But the shade lamp will last for a long, long time. When is the last time you put on some music on your couch and you sing? Chalata musafir mor piyare binjere kwale muliya. When is the last time? When is the last time? Your comfortable couch. Your comfortable couch that could recline and everything else. When is the last time? You clap your hands. You move your waist. You shake your leg. When is the last time? When is the last time? Well, I want to tell you something. I get in trouble all the time, you know. You know why? Because I have come to the conclusion that I wear the title of being a pundit. I wear the title of being a pundit. But it doesn't change the fact that I'm a human being. And there are many people who have forgotten that. I wear the status of being a guru, a teacher, where I'm supposed to teach by example. But before being a guru, I'm a son, I'm a brother, I'm a nephew, I'm an uncle, I'm a friend, I'm a neighbor, and I'm a human being. I'm a human being. Before wearing the title of being guru, I'm all of those things. It was my birthday, and they were singing. You know what I did? I came off the asana, like I do every year, and I went and I danced too. I danced too. There were people who will pull out their phone and they'll video you, you know. And then months after they will resurface it and they say, watch Pandit behavior. That's how Pandit behave. But you go to a party wearing your mini, whining on the white line, and it's okay for you to enjoy, but a Pandit can't dance because he's a Pandit. Huh? He's a Pandit. So the rule applies to certain people and the rule doesn't apply to some, isn't it? Tonight the Katha is telling us that God is not impressed by what we have or what we could give. God is impressed with the intention in which you do what you do. That's what impresses God. Not to be a pretender, not to be, what's that word that they use? Not to be a what? It starts with H. I think it ends with Y, I think. I'm not even sure. What's that word? Don't know it? Auntie Ina, the connection, girl, I can't hear you. Huh? The connection. You sit down there and you put on your nice shalwar and your nice kurta and you sit down. Om Namo Bhagwate Vasudevaya. When this verse goes on, when I get some chana. Om Namo Bhagwate Vasudevaya. Oh God, I wonder if they make nice Persad tonight for you. Oh God, Om Namo Bhagwate Vasudevaya. And you sit down there. And everything in your mind but God and bhakti and devotion. Oh God, I wonder tonight, what time they go finish by? Oh God, look at what's the time. I have to get up early in the morning. I want to see the cow down. You're not the cow, you're mom to come. Cow down means that you're going to give a go. Right? Your intentions is not pure. You doesn't make sense because you'll come in the go down and you're done tired tonight. You get up in the morning, you know what happened? You're too pain. Huh? Your head fall. And then somebody watch you and you cracking your neck, huh? And then they lean back so and you go and you say and you're trying to correct the thing, and then all of a sudden out of nowhere you start to clap, and then when you open your eye, nothing happening around you, and everybody's saying Ward 1. Everybody's saying, well, what is happening here? What is really the situation? What is unfolding? I want to tell you that scripture and religion is our guideline. Scripture and religion teaches, guides us onto the pathway of salvation. Scripture is not declared for us to become fanatic, but for us to become aware. And people who are aware, they don't become fanatic because they recognize that I'm a human being. And much is expected by scripture. But even scripture says because of place, date, time, situation, and circumstances, we might not be able to do everything that scripture says. I don't know where my mother read. She read. I get frightened when they read. She read that if you're doing the Gaudan, you're supposed to give the cow that has a bacha, and you're supposed to give the mother that is milking, and and she said to me, I want to do that Gaudan. And if you can't do that Gaudan, well then I don't want to do no Gaudan. Well, ma, we have real problem because I can't find no tame big cow. And I don't want the cow to put down nobody in the press. So we're just doing the Gaudan the way we are accustomed to doing it. And then maybe if we go to Palmis Park or the temple or somewhere to have the Ganesh Utsav, we will get cowses. More than one big cow so you can put down tree and posts and all kind of thing. And we'll do that kind of dance. Tomorrow Ari will read and she will tell you there are 5 different kinds of Gaudans that should be done. 5 different kinds of Gaudans. Not just one. There is one that is very popular, that we are all accustomed to. But there are 5 different kinds of Gaudans that should be done along the pathway of our life, once you can afford. And scripture has declared that if you can't give these 5 cows to the intention, then there are things that you can give that will pacify. If you can't afford and otherwise, there are things you can give that will pacify, that will be able to satiate or to bring aid as though you would have given the cows in that. Tonight, the winner is Rukmini, a person who is considered to be quiet and inferior and have nothing. And Satyabhama, who have everything, she still has, because she does not have Bhagwan. She doesn't have God. Umapati Mahadeva ki jai, Pavan Sutta Hanuman ki jai, Ayodhya Ramilala ki jai, Vrindavan Krishna Chandra ki jai, Pure Sa Jagannath ki jai, Bolo Bhai Sab Santane ki jai, Siyapati Ramchandra ki jai, Sharanam. Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
सर्वपापहरं देवं गाङ्ग्यं निर्मलं जलं माज्वलिम्यादट्ट गृहाणा परमेश्वर। पापोऽहं पापकर्मां पापात्मं पुण्डरीकाक्ष त्राहि मां पुण्डरीकाक्ष सर्वपापहरो हरि। ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि यो यो न प्रचोदयात्। इदं गात्रीदं नाम। ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि यो यो न प्रचोदयात्। इदं गात्रीदं नाम। ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि यो यो न प्रचोदयात्। इदं गात्रीदं नाम। ॐ गं गणपतये नमः। ॐ प्रजापतये नमः। ॐ इन्द्राय नमः। ॐ धरती गौरी माता नमः। ॐ कलशवरुदेवता नमः। ॐ इष्टदेवता नमः। ॐ ग्रामदेवता नमः। ॐ स्थानदेवता नमः। ॐ दस्दिक्पालदेवता नमः। ॐ सूर्यादिनोग्रदेवता नमः। ॐ सर्वेश्वरा नमः। ॐ उमामेश्वरा नमः। वाणीरण्यकर्मा नमः। सचिपुरन्भ्यो नमः। मात्रे पित्रे चरणकमलेभ्यो नमः। ॐ नमः शिवाय। ॐ नमो हनुमन्ताय नमः। अष्टलक्ष्मी नमः। धनलक्ष्मी नमः। वीरलक्ष्मी नमः। संतानलक्ष्मी नमः। ऐश्वर्यलक्ष्मी नमः। गजलक्ष्मी नमः। महालक्ष्मी नमः। सौभाग्यलक्ष्मी नमः। ऐश्वर्यलक्ष्मी नमः। महालक्ष्मी नमः। सर्वेश्वरा नमः। सर्वेभ्यो देवेभ्यो नमः। सूर्याय नमः। विष्णवे नमः। ब्रह्मणे नमः। रुद्रवे नमः। सर्वदेवी सर्वदेवता नमः। लक्ष्मी गणपतये 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 नमः। आचमन। सर्वतीर्थ समायुक्तं सुगन्धिं निर्मलं जलम् आचमनीम्या देवा गृहाणा परमेश्वर। आचमनीं समर्पयामि। Find smoke in all directions. वनस्पतिर्सूरभूतो गन्धार्यो गणदूतमा आग्रे सर्वदेवानां धूपोऽयं प्रतिगृहीताम्। We bow to the fire, everybody. Analaaya Namah, Analaaya Namah, Analaaya Namah. Tomorrow morning, all of those who would have sat here, you must be present to perform your puja in the morning as we do the final oblations. Before I came outside, Dave came into the room where I was getting dressed, and he looked at me and he says, I have a problem, boy. I said, what? He said, I'm feeling it. I said, feeling what? He said, this sad, emotional feeling. The end is about to come. I don't want it to end, boy. What we will do? What can we do? And I said to him, all good things must come to an end, even our existence. All good things will come to an end. And he said, boy, I start to cry already, you know. I crying already. This kind of thing is a different kind of thing, you know, boy. He said, this kind of thing is a different kind of thing. Something that we have never experienced before. And I said to him, we are only permitted to experience what God will allow us to experience. Good, bad, indifferent. In my mind, I'm thinking, I didn't tell him. Because I didn't want to see him cry. Because I didn't want to cry before I came out. I would not be able to do the dance. If I cried, you know, I would have been sad. So, Dave, there is no need to cry. You know why? Next year, and the year after that, 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 until we reach 7 years, we're going to do the Bhagwat. And while it sounds like a lot of time, when we taught 21 sessions, we taught a lot of time too, isn't it? And then when we got into the enjoyment of the Katha, we say, we 15 already? We 20 already? How come? How come? We began on the first night of the Bhagwat. We told the Katha of Raja Parikshit. Can you remember? We told the Katha of how Raja Parikshit placed the snake around the neck of the Rishi. What's the name of the Rishi again? Can you remember? Shringi Rishi. And the son of Shringi Rishi came. Can you remember his name? Can you remember his name? Can you remember his name? Well, I'll reiterate all of that tomorrow. Because that's the Katha we began with, and it's the Katha we will end with. Raja Parikshit has 7 days to live. He has listened, he has enjoyed all of the Kathas. But there is something he can't run from. It is called? There is something he can't run from. It is called? You could be related to the doctor, you know. It doesn't secure immortality, you know that? You could be related to the dentist. It don't mean that you will have to wear porcelain plate, you know. So, we'll see what will happen to Raja Parikshit tomorrow. This has brought us to the end of our Katha this evening. I want to express sentiments of gratitude and expressions of thanks this evening to our President and the Executive and the members of the Ganesh Utsava Foundation. You have done exceptionally well. You have done exceptionally well. And you have placed your Tulsi with grace in the pan. The Bhagwat Puran and the Vishnu Puran says, Lord Vishnu, He is not pleased when you offer thousands of pots of nectar to Him. As pleased as He will be when you offer one Tulsi leaf with conviction and with purity and with love. He will accept that rather than accepting 1,000 pots of nectar. I want to tell you, you have done well. Let us give them a round of applause. No, you all did not clap. I want you to really clap them. Clap them. You deserve that clap. You deserve that clap. Papa and Mama left their home and they stayed with me for the duration. I planned last night to do a little mischief, huh? I left Dave and Cindy and I said, I'm going to check out Mama and Papa to see if they're sleeping. 3:30 in the morning. Huh? But when I went, Papa is kind of smart. He locked the door. I couldn't get in there. So then I just changed my subject and I went to aggravate somebody else. The security guard. He's talking 10 miles away. I come outside and I say to him, he's talking in his sleep. He said, I'm not sleeping, boss. I say, I am not the boss. He said, oh, I hear your voice and I thought you're the boss. I say, I am not the boss. You want to see the boss? The boss up on the stage. He said, whole night I'll be watching. And you know what? They'll be watching me back. He's not Hindu. He's not East Indian. He said, whole night they'll be watching me back. I said, when they watch you, what they tell you? He say, they'll be telling me, no, change a little bit now. Be better now. Imagine, they said that to him. What do they say to us? We go to the temple and we see these murtis all the time. We sit in front of these murtis all the time. What do they say to us? Do they just exist? Are they just there? What do they say to us? Having a Bhagwat Yagna is a great achievement. It is a great blessing. It is by the accumulation of good merits, not in one birth, but in many births. But when we listen to the glories of Bhagwan through Bhagwat Mahapuran, 7 generations before us and 7 generations after us receive merits out of the worship. Tonight, we have come to the end. But I want to invite you to come tomorrow morning. Come and be a part of this amazing experience where the ladies of the group and my mother, they will do the Godan ceremony. You know, the ladies are the boss. Huh? They have dictated how they want, what they have in mind. And Ria has planned in her mind what the decor should be like for the cow. And everybody, they have come. In your lifetime, you think you'll never be able to do a Godan? Bring something to put in the pouch of the cow. Some rice grains, some coins, a flower, a little piece of gold if you can, a guitar, whatever it is you, a fruit, anything that you want. Pushpam, palam, toyam, you know, a fruit, a leaf, a flower, anything that you can. Put in a pouch. What you give, you receive the merits out of it. And once you give with purity, our Katha teaches us tonight, the rewards will be bountiful. Let us all stand as we join in the Aarti. Bhagwat, Aarti. भगवान की हे आरती,
पापियों को पाप से है तारती।
जय जय भागवत भगवान की हे आरती,
पापियों को पाप से है तारती।
ये अमर गंत ये मुक्ति पंत ये पंचम वेद निराला, नव ज्योति जगाने वाला।
ये अमर ग्रंथ ये मोती पंथ ये पंचम वेद निराला, नव ज्योति जगाने वाला।
हरि ज्ञान ही वरदान यही,
हरि ज्ञान यही वरदान यही।
जग के मंगल के